In today's video, I'm going to show you how I rhinestoned this cap and talk to you about the sublimation patch that I attached to it. I hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned to the end, there's a little surprise. So let's talk about blinging. Blinging is the art of taking beautiful rhinestones and applying them in a pattern so where they will catch the light just right and make a beautiful product. And I love blinging things. I'm going to be using this non-hot fix SS16 from Puzzle Tumblers. Now there's two different kinds you can get. You can get the hot fix, which is the kind that you can press onto your shirts or whatever it is that you decide to press it on. These are non-hot fix. These you will have to glue on yourself. I like mostly the SS16 or the SS20. They're bigger. The higher the number, the bigger the product. Also, we have the SS 10s, 12s, 16s, and 20s. I have seen them as an SS8, but I don't know that I personally would want to do any type of work on something that small. Anyway, I'm going to use the SS16. I chose this one because of the purple and the yellows, because here's the patch I'm going to be adding on. Now, Puzzle Tumblers does offer this patch. It is sublimatable. I found the sublimation design on Creative Fabrica and printed it out. Remember to mirror your design, because when you put it on top, if you don't mirror it, your design will be backwards. But here it is, bigger. Let's punch today in the face. I'm going to wear this tomorrow. When you put your rhinestones on, this is how they're going to look. The rhinestones look like they would have some type of octagon type look, but they're round. And when you put them on, you're going to slide them in between. That's why I have two different colors here. If you put them one on top of the other, you're going to have gaps and they won't look as good. So when you put your rhinestones on, you'll put your first row down and your next row is going to slide in between the rhinestones above them. And then again from there on, and eventually it will fill up whatever it is that you want to fill up. I am going to use this cap. I got this cap at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to only fill up this area right here. All this here, I'm just going to put a few dots just wherever. I like this cap because of the hole in the top where I can put my ponytail. So let me get everything set the way it needs to be set so that you can see how this is done. And let's get started. Okay, so here are the things that you're going to need to rhinestone your cap. Obviously, you'll need your cap. You're going to need your rhinestones. If you go to the Silhouette program, there is a rhinestone section. In there, you can tell it what size rhinestones you're using, and it will tell you how many you need. For hot fix, it'll tell you how many it'll help cut out the program. I mean, the pattern. You'll need your sublimation patch, and I highly recommend this. Now, if you don't have one of these pick 'em up sticks, basically what it is, it's a pen, and it has wax on the end, and it helps you pick up and place your rhinestone. You can use one of these. They're okay, they're fun. It is a little tedious, but if you really like to do things that you like to use your hands, then this would be a good way to do it. I do not. I like to be able to pick it up and place it. So we'll be using one of these today. You're also going to need some gem tack. This is what I use. It's permanent glue. You do not need to water it down. I put mine in this. I did buy these at Hobby Lobby. And not Hobby Lobby, I apologize, on Amazon. I bought the glue at Hobby Lobby. We're going to put some glue in here. I don't put much and I don't pre-prep because I don't like it to run out. I love the gem tack. I've never had an issue with it. You can go directly off of the tip of your bottle, but I find that using this is a little more precise, just a little bit, not a lot. Another thing that I have used in the past is they have these syringes, and they're great, but once you stop using them, you have to switch things out. Once you've run out of the switch out, all you have to do with these is buy the new tip. And it also comes with this right here. If you hear a noise in the background, I apologize. It's my dog, and I don't know why she feels like she has to sit at the door and sniff, but that's what she's doing, and she won't stop. I've tried. Anyway, so this one's great because when you're done with it, all you have to do is put this back on top, and it keeps your glue dry. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it upside down, and we can get started. The sublimation patches will have to be ironed on. You cannot, there is no sublimation on the back. You'll have to glue it on. You can use the tack as well for that, or you can use whatever kind of tack you want. I'm going to turn this around so that you can see it. That made sense, didn't it? Make sure I'm in the picture. Now looking at there we go. All right, and all I do is I put a little line down, just like this. Nothing spectacular. I love the distressed look. If you want a distressed look, you can also do that by making a mess. Huh? But I would not be me if I didn't make a mess, huh? Okay, so all you're going to do is take your rhinestone and set it down, just like that. And you'll start doing it one after the other until it goes all the way around. Very simple, very easy to do. To me, it's very relaxing. I find myself holding my breath when I set the stone down, and then I find myself letting my breath out. Another thing I do is I will run across the tip of the hat to make sure that they're not sticking over the side. Just like that. I'm going to do a few more, and then I'm going to come back when this is all done, and I'll show you how you do your next row. Okay, so we're almost done. To the end. Now I could have done all of this, but this took about 10 minutes. And while it looks like it would be fun to watch, after a while it gets kind of redundant. Pick up, put down, pick up, put down, and basically that's all it is. And I'm telling you, if you don't have one of these, you really need to get one. All the way to the end. Stay tuned to the end because I am going to be giving things away. I will tell you all the details that you need to have to qualify for the giveaway. And the other side of this is already dry. That's what I love about this gem tack. And it's not that expensive. I paid $8.99 for it 2 years ago. It lasts for forever and can be used for many, many things. I use it in my jewelry making, but I will also be using it to apply the patch. I think I'm going to also bling my patch. Let me show you how I'm doing this. Just picking one up, just like that. That happens. And this hat is also has some rough spots in it, and so the distressed areas, I had a little trouble getting these on, but I'm not really too worried about it being perfect. If you decide to make them and you decide to sell them, my suggestion is to write down how much you paid for your gems, your hat, and then make sure that you keep the time that it takes for you to put the hat together. And then that should be able to give you a roundabout way of figuring out how much to charge. Now we're going to go to the second row. And all I do is I apply a line right above the previous row. And as I said, you're going to go in between. You'll notice right here, I'm not able to get too close because it's not letting me get in there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to make it happen. There we go. Just like that. And I put them in between so it makes a triangle. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'll probably do 3 rows all the way around on the hat. And you'll see how they fit perfectly with itself. And look at that beautiful color change. Okay, so here we are. I do want to do one more row. I like to do things in 3s. I don't know why, but look how pretty that color changing rhinestone is. We'll go back to the beginning. Pull, and you can pull the hat back just a little and you have a little bit of space, but you don't want to go so far back that it gets underneath the brim or the head part. I don't know what you call that. Glue down in the bottom. I think I need to put a little bit more in here maybe. Doesn't take much, but it's been sitting up, so it needs a little bit of help. Again, you're going to go in between the rhinestones. Now, if you do this and you do it differently, I'm not saying that's wrong. If it works for you, then I'm all for that. That's great. This is what works for me. There may be another gem glue that you like to use, and I think that's awesome. If it works, then keep using it. But for those who've never done this before and are too scared because it's different, it's new, it's not hard at all, guys. It's so simple. It's so relaxing because it's one thing after another. You learn to breathe with it. There's no change. You don't have to, literally, you don't have to think about it. Pick up, stick down, pick up, stick down. And all I do is every once in a while I shake it up. And because the sides have an angle to them, they flip over. Up, down, up, down. Pick it and stick it. And that's all it is, just like that. With a few more, get to the end, and then we'll move on to how I decorate little areas. I put a few here and there. Then we'll do some on my patch. Stick that down and we will be done. Guys, this is a simple project that can be done. You can use this as something to have the kids make if you have a girl that has a sleepover. Get a bunch of these, a bunch of rhinestones, and let them make their own shirts. Let them make their own hats. That'd be a great party gift. And you've wasted, I say wasted, you've used up a lot of time, and they get to take home what they made. And they learn a skill that they could possibly do later. So simple. Pick it up, stick it, pick it, stick it. Okay, we're getting to the end of this. Now, if you do this and decide to go on, that's great. I have a hat that's completely filled and it's beautiful. It just takes a little more time. And I felt, you know, if I do this one and I do one more, I'd have to do two more because as I said, I like, as an artist, to do things in odd numbers. Hold that back. And finish up. I find that if I put it out on the table like this, it's easy for me to pick them up. Every once in a while you have to get the glue off the tip of the, I guess it's a rhinestone pen, rhinestone picker upper. I'm not quite sure how you would say that. Not really sure what it's called, but there's so many different things that can be done with it. Okay, I think that'll do it for that. Now I think what I'm going to do is, I don't want to leave this blank. I want to add rhinestone on it, just willy-nilly, just kind of wherever I decide. If you decide to do it and you want to do it where you do it evenly, I'm all for you doing that. I'm probably just going to do just takes a dot. It doesn't take more than that. Nothing special. My husband just pulled in and my dogs are letting him know. They don't know who he is, so therefore they're going to bark. I'll be right back. And that's what happens when you record so close to your husband coming home from work. All right, add a few more dots. And I might do one more row because I want it in threes. No, there's no might. I know I'm going to do one more row. But as you notice, I'm not putting a whole lot. You don't need a whole lot of glue, just enough to make it stick. And I think on my patch, I'm only going to do one row. Nothing special. All the way around. Give people a reason to smile from all of this sparkle. I do want to warn you though, when you get into the car and you forget you're wearing a bling hat and it starts reflecting the light off of everything, it can be kind of shocking at first, but nah, you're okay. It's just you. It's just you being very sparkly. I love any kind of bling, sparkle, glitter. So this, when it came out, was right up my alley. Any reason to have sparkle. Do one more row of this, just above here. And all I'm doing is taking them out and putting them on the table, because when I, for whatever reason, whenever I plop them on the table, they flip over and it becomes faster. Normally it wouldn't bother me as much. There is a tray you can buy, and it's one that they use for the art posters. I don't know what you call those. It's basically the same thing with that. And it has its own type of wax picker upper. And it comes with its own little tray, and it's triangle. And I've used it. It's been nice. It was nice. Okay, so now we've gotten the brim of the hat done. We're going to move on to the patch while that dries. The patch itself is 4 inches around, and so I made the design just a little bit more than 3 inches. I was able to see through the patch itself, so I could tell where to put my sublimation. If you're doing a darker color, you're going to need to make sure to possibly make a round circle that's 4 inches bigger around on the outside. White does not print. That way you'll have a way of knowing that your design in the center is dark, that you have it centered. I'm going to do it right on the inside here. 1 row. Let me try to say what I said just a second ago and make it a little easier to understand. If you have a light pattern that you print out, you should be able to lift it up to the light and see that your pattern is on the patch itself, centered. If it's a dark pattern, you need to measure your patch, whether it is square or rectangle or whatever, and you need to go a little bit past it so that you have diameters of where you need to put the patch. So it would go inside of the square, but you'll know that when you press it, you're pressing it so where it's not going to be off. I hope that makes sense. Again, I'm only going to do 1 because if I do 2, I'd have to do a 3rd, and then this is just not big enough for 3 rows of bling. 1 is good enough. I just wanted to match some. Go all the way around. It doesn't take long at all. This will probably take me about 2 minutes. Again, this is my choice. If you want to go in and do 2, go ahead. It's your hat. I just have little quirks, like when I buy things in 2s. When I eat cookies, I eat 2 cookies. If I eat 4 cookies, if I eat 3 cookies, I eat 4 cookies. If I have 2 bites, if I have 1 bite, I have 2. It's a thing that's in my family. It's really weird. My mom does it too. Anyway, sorry. This is what happens when you get into doing something like this. You just go off. It's so relaxing and easy. I'll be back as soon as this dries and we'll attach it to the hat. See you then. Let's get it finished up. Look how pretty that looks, guys. Oh, I love it. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is saturate the back of this with glue. Now, you don't want it saturated, but you don't want it to be just like little thin lines. You want to make sure that when you put it on your cap, it's going to stay on. Now, if you have another way you can do this, go for it. This is all I've got, and this is what I've used in the past, and it works. I love gem tack. I can get it. All right, we're going to unscrew it. Normally I would squeeze this on, but my tube is clogged. No. You just want the back of it to be pretty saturated. You don't want it to be so thick that it gets stiff, but you want to make sure that all of the areas up to the line are covered. I'm sure you had that figured out, but again, I wanted you to see how I do this and what works for me, just like that. And now, we're going to apply this directly to our cap. Make sure it's down tight. Now, the glue will probably come through your patch. It's okay. But that's it. We now have a really fun cap. It says punch today in the face. And you now know how to bling onto a cap. Sublimation, I want to let you know that I sublimated for let's see what we have in here. 400 degrees for, I apologize, 40 seconds. 400 degrees for 40 seconds. That's all it took to get this beautiful sublimation onto this patch. I will link where you can buy this patch online. Remember to use my code. There we go. Remember to use my code JShort1010 to receive a discount. Now to tell you how you can go about winning a prize. Today is February 7th, 2022. You have until now, and February 10th, 2022, to go to the Puzzle Tumblers page. If you are already a member, tag someone, then go to the comments in this video and tell me the person that you tagged. Outside of what we're trying to do is getting more people over to enjoy Puzzle Tumblers and more people over to, there you go. All I did was wait for the rhinestones to dry so that they wouldn't come off. I applied a large amount of my gem tack to the back of the patch and applied it to my hat. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. Once this dries, it's not going to come off. I'm going to tell you a few things that you need to know. The sublimation I got off of Creative Fabrica. The patch, if you decide to buy it and sublimate, you'll need to sublimate at 400 degrees for 40 seconds. The rhinestones, of course, I got from Puzzle Tumblers as well as the patch. PuzzleTumblers.com. If you do decide to go there, make sure to use my code JShort1010 to receive a great discount. Now, I would like to give away a patch and some rhinestones, and here's how you'll do it. Today is February the 7th, 2022. You have until midnight on February the 10th, 2022 to get someone over to Puzzle Tumblers and have them subscribe. Well, have them like the page, and then they need to come over to the YouTube page and subscribe to my channel. After that, you send a comment under this video of the person that you tagged and had them join Puzzle Tumblers and had them like the YouTube page, and you will go into the drawing. On Saturday, I will announce who the winner is, and on Monday, I will get your prize out so that you too can start blinging this wonderful, amazing, can't wait to see you wearing it hat. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope I taught you something, and I hope that you're kind to one another. Take care and be safe out there. Bye-bye.